So we got one's called Why Anti-Indian Views Are Growing. Let's check it out.
If they are so great in your country, then stay there.
It's definitely growing in Canada.
Canadian experience.
For the second time in a week, a video of a racially charged confrontation in Ontario
Oh my God.
posted online.
Getting bad out here.
More about welcoming in immigrants and refugees.
We can't welcome in anymore.
Canada has been seen as a beacon of success, welcoming millions of immigrants with open arms. Immigration wasn't just something we did, it was a core part of our identity.
You know, immigration in Canada is not just something that we do, it's who we are. It's who we've always been.
Yeah.
But now, with poverty,
Look at this.
on the rise, a housing crisis spiraling out of control, and more than 1 million international students pouring in just last year, the mood is shifting. Over 60% of Canadians now believe immigration levels are too high. When speaking
Way too high. I have to agree with that.
say, immigrants are taking student jobs. And
Facts.
why are we letting in so many people when we know there's no housing for them? Let's take a closer look at Tim Hortons.
That's why we got to blame the government. The government allowed so many of them to come in, and they used that loophole of student visas to get in here. And when it comes down to it, you know, Trudeau did a horrible job. I don't care what anybody says. He did a horrible job. His idea was horrible. Let a whole bunch of immigrants in to build Canada. We had to build Canada first, build like homes and all that, jobs, infrastructure first before letting all these people in.
As a prime example,
And now the shitty part, they don't want to take responsibility and say, you know what, do the hard choice and like, okay, you know what, you guys got to go back. Send them all back. He doesn't want to do that. They don't want to do any of that. The Liberal Party doesn't want to do any of that. And that's the problem. And people got to wake up and say, yo, liberals, you made this mess. You got to do the hard thing and send them all back. All those visas, send them back.
increasingly, it's not Canadian students or locals, but
No.
immigrants, many of whom come from India. The surge in international workers has been noticeable, particularly in low-wage sectors like fast food. According to government data, nearly 40%
These companies are hiring.
of foreign workers
Yep.
entering Canada each year are employed in service industry roles, such as those found at places like Tim Hortons. This has raised concerns about the availability of entry-level jobs for Canadian students and young people who traditionally rely on these positions to gain work experience and pay for their education. With over 320,000 new immigrants from India alone settling
Wow.
in Canada over the past 5 years, it's become clear that the competition for these jobs has intensified. Many of these workers, especially international students, take up part-time roles in fast food chains to support themselves while pursuing education in Canada. The question now is whether these positions, once a stepping stone for young Canadians, are being squeezed out by cheaper, more desperate labor.
That's what it is.
3 cream, 2 sugar.
We went to Brampton, Ontario to hear directly from international students, especially from India, about why they want to stay in Canada after completing their studies. Many explained that they came for better opportunities as job competition in India is fierce. Despite high tuition fees and rising living costs, they feel they've invested too much to return home empty-handed. Students highlighted that Canadian immigration policies, like the Post-Graduation Work Permit, PGWP, encourage them to stay.
Yeah.
Built a life here, said one student.
Again, this is because of the government. The government has destroyed Canada. They did this to Canadians, and they refuse to fix it. They need to fix it. Like, I don't mind. Like, Indians can stay but this Canada is so big. Why don't they go somewhere else and like start populating? You know, there is Saskatchewan. There's so much land there. Like, give them a portion of Saskatchewan. Go build some houses over there, and everything will be fine. Start their whole culture over there. There's so much land, like legit, so much land, but they all want to be stuck here in Toronto or Ontario. That is the problem.
Despite understanding growing frustrations from locals, they believe they're contributing to the economy
No.
to building a future in Canada. What do you think? Do they have an argument?
So we are demanding for the post-graduation work permit extension. The reason is like there are more than 100,000 people whose work permit is going to expire in before 2024.
Yeah.
What was the reason during COVID-19? Government has invited a lot of people.
Yeah.
Caused 1 million backlog in the file processing.
Yeah.
And due to that, there is a delayed processing time in the files, and which due to which like there is no CC draw from last 32 months. So CC is there.
It's not fair to other immigrants.
It's a pathway to permanent residency where we work on our profiles and we put our files in the pool, and then if we are eligible, there is a cutoff like 450, 470, and if my point is 470, I will get an invitation to apply for permanent residency. There is a lot of backlogs, but we get only 3 years of limited work permit. That's it. So under those 3 years, we need to get a Canadian experience, and we need to work on our profiles as well, and we need to work on our point system. So right now we are eligible for permanent residency, but due to a backlogs, a lot of files in the pool, the CRS score is 500 plus.
Yeah.
And for an average person, crossing that mark is very difficult.
So, Canadians are increasingly blaming immigrants for taking jobs that were once filled by students, while immigrants, particularly international students, point fingers at the Canadian government for all their struggles. Well, does the government play a significant role in this situation?
Yeah, they do.
Let's find out.
We saw over the past years both post-secondary education institutions
Justin.
and the provinces allow for a far greater number of international students than the institutions or the communities that they're part of could actually hold. And that is why we have made significant steps to make sure that both the absorption capacity of these international students in the communities in which they live is respected, but also we were seeing, unfortunately, a lot of international students being exploited in Canada instead of getting the education and the opportunities that they came to our country for.
Because you know they're getting exploited and you're not doing nothing about it. They know they're getting exploited, but they refuse to do anything about it. That's the problem right there, okay? If they would do something about it, like sue these companies, put taxes on these companies more, tell them companies, you limit to the number of international students. But no, they allow the international students to work 24 hours. And after that, they allow these companies to what they call bank their hours and pay them off for less than minimum wage. And the government knows about this, but they're not doing anything about it. They just want to tax Canadians more and more and more and more and more, to the point where most Canadians are starting to think like, hey, maybe it's time to get up and leave this country. That's a scary thing to think about. Like, Canadians want to get up and leave their country after working so hard. And that's why I say Canada's going to become a third world country eventually, man. Canada is going to become a third world country compared to like other countries like China, Philippines, Singapore. All these people think these countries are like third world countries. These countries have been thriving over the last couple of years, okay? My cousin is in China, and she tells me China's not what the media makes it look. Okay, China is beautiful. China, yeah, there's poverty, but also China is not as bad as they make it look. She tells me that all the time. Philippines is growing, getting very big, really quick. There's a lot of jobs. They're multiplying. They're building. Their infrastructure is nicer. Some of these cities in the Philippines are nice. These malls are massive and they're cleaned, well kept, and things just work. Even Singapore is beautiful. Thailand is beautiful. Places in Europe is beautiful. I feel like Canada, man, it's not the same. It's going to be going down. Third world country. Watch me.
Who do you think is responsible for this?
The government.
Situation? Share your thoughts.
It's the government.
Feelings in the comments below. Subscribe to our channel and thank
100% the government. 100% the government.